get a sense of a grandfather that's coming close within my awareness just now. And I know here as well, as I mentioned before, I wouldn't be surprised if it was him, but I know I get breathing difficulties with him, but I know there's something that comes upon me quite quick. I know as well with him, I didn't get to say goodbye. There's that feeling, you see. Would that make sense to you if I say it like that?
For me, it's hard to say. I wasn't super tight with my grandfathers. I had a
Okay.
father that died.
Do you understand? And if it was your father, it's like I didn't manage to say goodbye.
No, I hadn't spoken to him for 6 years, so no.
Okay, so he didn't manage to say goodbye. So let me just keep working with that then. If that's okay, if you don't mind me working with
Yeah.
him, you see, just got to make sure it's okay with you first. So I just get that feeling. So I just know he's there. But I get the feeling of either being a grandfather or there's certainly a grandfather in the spirit world. You see, that's the feeling that I've got. And I feel here as well. And it's easy to say this now, but I get the feeling of a little bit of you said that, I know this, but I'm just going to go with it because I feel the separation. And would you know with your father, if it's okay to say that at some point, alcohol must have took him in a different direction a little bit, and you can tell me to be quiet anytime, but I just to be aware of your feelings and your emotions. But I feel here is this really, it's like, he has done so much work in the spirit world to become the man that I am now. So I feel emotional with him as well. So I could be here for you now. So I could be the father that you always wanted me to be. Is the feeling that he gives me. I do have the feeling as well as if you either may have written down on a bit of paper or your feelings or thought about writing a letter to him or letters that didn't really get answered. There's that feeling, you see, that he brings to us, and I feel here as well with him, it's I feel as if he's certainly picked himself up, brushed himself down, if that's simple words but I know it's like he worked through, um, if it's okay to go, I know this is a public place, but I certainly won't go into detail of things or not needing to go there.
It's fine. Whatever you need
Okay,
to say.
because he goes to like the younger times of when you were younger is the feeling. Let me just keep going with this. He goes to times of when you were like a little girl or growing up, and it gives me the feeling also at some points it's like I don't feel he was always like he was later on, he must have been like this kind of clean living guy, is a feeling that he gives me. That's the like, what was that say?
Alcoholism started in his teens.
Oh, okay, let me keep going with the things. I just felt young, and then I'll maybe take that little bit back then.
Okay.
Okay. Come on, we can do this. Okay. I'm hearing the song, then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. Don't laugh at my singing now. But I just know that's how great thou art comes to my awareness. And I feel here as well as if you're either going through your teens, ah, he's making me aware of how things let's say could have been better with yourself as well, your emotions, where you're going, what's happening in life, trying to understand yourself, trying to understand life, all this kind of things. And that's why he's bringing this, it's like I feel as if he's trying to be your guiding light now than in the way that he couldn't or he didn't before. And we mentioned the alcohol, and I feel as if after a while it's like it's the alcohol that took him rather than him taking the alcohol, is the feeling that it gives me, that he gives to us here just now. But I know he's saying time's ticking, the clock's ticking, here just now. And I just feel it's like this is a nice surprise. I get the feeling of a nice surprise to say I'm back, is the feeling he gives me. And I feel with this, it's just, he gives you the biggest kiss in the forehead, the kisses on the cheeks, both cheeks, and just that all that you missed, that we didn't manage to have before, when that time happened. So he makes up for this now, and saying thank you for all the love and support that he's saying. It's like, oh, no matter what you have gone through in life, there's a part of you that never lost faith in them. There's a part of you, he's saying.
Had hope. I always had hope.
And that's where the faith is. Good. And that's what he's saying. I know that part's there. You never lost faith in me. And I will never, ever, ever, for the rest of our lives, which is eternity, I'll never forget and how you made me feel inside, when you must have, there's this feeling of hugging you at one point, there's this feeling of hugging you. So that must have been there at some point or some points. I just know he remembers that feeling of a hug. And I know that he says this as well is because you gave him that hug and that love within your heart and your thoughts. So know that he has that and he gives that back, and he's trying to express the feeling that you give him that he'll never ever forget. And just know that he'll walk with you forever.
Thank you.